night, and it is a very windy day today. It's the winds of change. So I've been trying to make this video for about 2 months now, and every time I sat down to make it, I just could not get all of the information out. But today I was guided to do it. So this video is going to be called Symptoms of a Timeline Shift. As I've been mentioning this year, for most of us on the ascension path, we are going through these choice points and sort of timeline shifts, timeline merges, and right now that energy is really accelerating. We just had the solstice. We've had some really powerful eclipses. We're moving into a very, very powerful full moon this week. It's a full moon in Capricorn. And so with this energy, some of the symptoms that you may have felt or are going to feel in either this week or in the last few months or coming up in the next couple months is this like divine detour, sort of fated events type of situation. So fated meetings with people who are meant to be a part of your path, fated endings, relationships and situations that just end with pretty much no warning. Divine detours, which is like you're on a path heading in a certain direction, you're getting guidance and inspiration, you're following your intuition to do a certain thing, and then all of a sudden, like everything sort of like either gets blocked, it gets delayed, it gets stopped, you get redirected, or things just fall apart and you kind of feel like confused and uncertain because you feel like, okay, what the actual F just happened? I'm listening to my intuition, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And the reason for this is that we are moving so fast. We are evolving so fast. We are in such a time of this enormous evolutionary leap this year that what worked for you, or the energy that was sort of accumulating or building or manifesting in one moment, is changing moment to moment. We're experiencing this individually and collectively. So for a lot of us, our physical lives look completely different than they did this time last year. If you are kind of still in a status quo energy where you're not seeing the physical change yet in your outside environment, you will. So just brace for it, embrace yourself, and just kind of be with where you're at right now, because you are going to be moved forward. So again, what this looks like, the symptoms of this energy could be an uncertainty. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of confusion, a lot of indecision, a lot of feeling like your intuition isn't working for you as well as it has in the past. That's only because it's evolving. So I'll give you an example. I've always been highly empathic. I've always been highly clairsentient. But this year especially, I'm becoming more clairvoyant and also more claircognizant. So I'm just getting like clear channeled information, or I'm seeing different things playing out in a way where I didn't have that sort of acute psychic gift in the past. It was more my empathy and more my clairsentience, but now I'm getting stronger and stronger in the energy of seeing energy and really knowing information and not knowing how I know it. So if you're experiencing a situation where your intuition feels blocked in any certain way, it's because it's evolving and you're really guided right now to not do things the way that you've always done them. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You're not the same person you were 6 months ago. You're evolving and changing so quickly that the things that worked for you in the past are not going to work right now. And so that's what's going to bring up a lot of uncertainty and a lot of confusion. But just know that you are on the right path. The other thing that you may experience is a total ego death. So what ego death really is sort of your identification with your personality dissolves. What this looks like is you just one day kind of just feel differently about things. You may be craving different foods that you've never eaten before or that you used to eat years ago. Now you want certain foods that you typically weren't eating for a while. You may be craving to listen to certain music or be around certain people where they weren't what you usually would gravitate towards, but now you're sort of gravitating towards that. Your belief systems may be changing. Your sort of experience with the world and things that like really matter to you, like, you know, you may have really been into politics or really been into like social issues or different things like that. If you're kind of going through this ego death, those things just kind of don't matter the same way that they used to. Again, this is actually preparing you for higher states of consciousness, for a higher vibrational energy, because you're withdrawing your energy from the 3D. And so if you feel like you're withdrawing from certain people, certain situations, certain things that you used to really identify with, that's actually a really good thing right now, because it just means that you're growing and evolving and those things sort of just don't fit you anymore. So there could be a lot of changes in your relationships. There could be a lot of changes in how you relate to other people, how you relate to the world, changes in your family. But all of these things, again, to experience an ego death means that you're just going in a sort of deeper level, a higher level of consciousness, and a higher level of your embodiment of your true self, your essence, your soul. And the soul is taking over. So that is actually a really good thing. That is the point of ascension. Another thing that you may be experiencing right now, if you're having symptoms of a timeline shift, is just things changing so quickly that you don't know, you just kind of don't, you're not even taking action right now because you're seeing the energy change so quickly that you're not sure which direction to take. And another really, really important aspect of the timeline shifts, and if you're going through a timeline shift right now, is that you will kind of have a situation or an experience where you kind of feel like you don't have free will, meaning you are wanting to do certain things, but you're seeing that everything in your environment is blocking you from those certain things. That is also a huge, huge symptom of the timeline shift. So how to deal with this energy? Because the more you resist, the more difficult it is. The more you resist, the more you're going to struggle with it and create conflict, create situations that are going to be painful for you to get you to let go. So the best thing, I live in Florida, and if you're familiar with Florida, we have this thing called the rip current. When you go to the ocean, sometimes there'll be these flags up or these signs up like be careful of the rip current. And the key with the rip current is that you do not swim against it. You have to let it take hold of you and pull you out to the ocean. Because when you swim against it, you can't fight the current. And that's how most people drown, when they get pulled underneath the water. And so that's kind of the energy right now, is God, the universe, everything is pushing us forward. And if you don't resist it and you just let go completely and surrender completely, you'll be pushed forward in the direction that you want to go, even if the appearance of things looks like it's leading you away from what you want. So it's really, really important to just kind of surrender and trust right now. Also, a really important thing is to not take things so seriously. If situations end, if relationships end, if people just leave your life, send them love, have compassion for them, but just move forward. Like, I'm noticing with the timeline shift that things that I was so attached to and things that I was so, upset about in the past are just not bothering me as much anymore. It's served its purpose, and you got to keep it going. You got to keep moving. And so that's kind of the best thing right now, because the energy is accelerating, and a lot of us are going to be moved in directions that we were not expecting or anticipating. And we just have to allow the flow of energy. That is kind of just the best thing. Allow the flow. Don't fight against the current right now. Timeline shifts, though, are also really, really good. They can be very, very positive. It can shift you into new relationships, new situations, new experiences that are really healing and really that bring a lot of joy and happiness. And so because we're in summer and we just had the solstice, we are entering a lighter time, a more radiant time, a brighter time. So energetically, the energy is getting easier. However, you have to allow it to be easier. If you're stuck in the past, stuck with, holding on to a certain expectation or holding on to a certain outcome, this is the time just to let go. It's really the time to let go, because the more that you hold on, the harder it's going to be, but the more that you're going to be forced to let go of what you're holding on to. It's this strange paradoxical energy. I've mentioned that in a recent video, but the more you can let go, the more you'll experience the freedom, the abundance, the joy, the happiness, the radiance that you are wanting to bring into your life right now. So I hope this video helped. I will be on again this week with a full moon update, because it's a really important full moon for a lot of us. But yeah, just release, surrender, go with the flow. That is the best thing that you can do right now. And do everything that you can to just stay in the moment, find peace in the moment, be outside in nature, really allow yourself to be nurtured and nourish yourself and nourish your own heart. The other thing I forgot to mention is that with the timeline shift, you may be experiencing physical symptoms. So there could be more fatigue. There could be, on the other side of that, more energy. I'm having a lot of Kundalini activations. I've had a Kundalini activation before, but I'm having it like a resurgence of Kundalini, which is really interesting. Sometimes it feels like electric shocks or jolts in your body, especially in your sacral chakra. You might just feel a lot of tingling, a lot of warmth. There also could be with the Kundalini, there could be some cooling too, where you just feel like your hands and feet are cold. And basically this is just your body acclimating to the new energy. With the Kundalini activations as well, though, it's really tied into and related to, right now especially, twin flames and divine counterparts. So if you're going through a Kundalini activation, your divine counterpart probably is as well. So I just kind of wanted to mention that too. But like I said, just the best thing that you can do right now is just to surrender, let go, go with the flow. If you're experiencing some grief and some trauma because of things that are ending, bless it, surrender it, send it love, be grateful for it, be grateful for the role that it played in your life, and just keep moving forward, okay? All right, I hope this video helped. Sending everyone lots of love. Take care.